Oh, and by the way, Boehner Bronco Buster?
Yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
Improv.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Bray Wyatt has always been a complicated character in my opinion, but that's part of what made him so special. Booking Wyatt correctly was a challenge, and you weren't always going to bat 1,000, but when you hit, the WWE were able to create something special. This same logic can be applied to the Wyatt 6. Now, I'm not usually a big fan of spooky shit in my wrestling. Like I said, it's just hard to get right, so I would present the Wyatt 6 a little differently than you might be expecting. We start at King and Queen of the Ring, where I would do exactly what WWE did with Bray Wyatt's return. All the pomp, all the circumstance. We see 3 men make their way into the ring with the man in the middle clearly being Uncle Howdy. The men stand in the ring and Howdy removes the mask to reveal, of course, Bo Dallas. This might just be a personal opinion, but I hate the Uncle Howdy design, and I absolutely do not want to see Bo Dallas wrestle in it, or even cut promos in it. In fact, you know what? This is going to be the last time that we see the Uncle Howdy mask. The show is going to end with Bo Dallas just smiling into the camera, and we're not going to find out who the 2 men next to him are, but we don't have to wait long. Now, I don't want this group to have any chance of being cheered by the crowd. You know, I'm sure people are going to be happy to see Bo Dallas back, but I just don't want that. You know, this is going to be a 100% heel faction. So on the following SmackDown, the 3 men are going to attack Bobby Lashley, Montez Ford, and Angelo Dawkins. Bo Dallas and the 2 masked men are going to stand over them before the 2 men remove their mask, revealing themselves to be Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy. The group comes out next week on SmackDown, where Bo Dallas is going to cut a promo. He's going to explain why they attacked the Pride. You see, I don't want to waste any time. Let's make this group a real part of weekly programming right off the bat. I wrote a little promo for Bo Dallas just to give you guys an idea of the vibe I'm looking for. Keep in mind, I'm not a wrestler. I don't cut promos, so y'all are just going to have to bear with me a little. Ah, the Pride. What a fitting name for a group so consumed by their own arrogance. You believe yourself to be untouchable, but oh how quickly the mighty can fall. You see, boys, pride is a dangerous thing. It's a venom that poisons the soul, blinding you to the truth. Pride is the devil himself, whispering sweet lies in your ear, leading you down a path of destruction. But fear not, for I am here to offer you salvation. I am here to free you from the shackles of pride that blind you. Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford, the choice is yours. Now, from this promo, hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm going for. I really don't want this group to be, you know, like out of a horror movie or something. I more so want to take inspiration from CM Punk and the Straight Edge Society. They're a cult, and Bo Dallas wants to save you. This leads to Clash at the Castle, where we see a 6-man tag between the Pride and the Wyatt 3. The Wyatt 3 are going to pick up the win, but it's a very close match. In the coming weeks, we see that the Wyatt 3 have their eyes set on the WWE Tag Team Championships, which at this point are being held by Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Despite the Wyatt 3 seemingly wanting to move on, the Pride are seething and they want to get their win back. Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy are going to beat Gargano and Ciampa to win the WWE Tag Team Championships. The following week, in a backstage segment, we're going to see Montez Ford walking backstage by himself when he's approached by the Wyatt 3. Bo Dallas seems to make an offer to Montez. I couldn't help but notice this fire burning inside you, Montez, the hunger for something more. Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy hold their titles a little higher, as if to show Montez what he could possibly be missing out on. We then come to Money in the Bank, where we have a rematch between the 2 factions, but this time, it's no holds barred. We near the end of the match and everyone is laid out, with only Bo Dallas and Montez Ford in the ring. Dallas smiles at Montez before falling to his knees, asking Montez to hit him. Montez is hesitant to do so, and this is when Angelo Dawkins gets in the ring. He asks his longtime partner what the hell is he doing. He tells him to hit Bo Dallas, but Montez doesn't do it. Instead, Montez attacks Angelo Dawkins and allows Bo Dallas to pin him. Montez Ford has joined Bo Dallas. Now, I know Montez Ford is probably the last person you'd be expecting to join this new version of the Wyatt family, but that's exactly what I want. I don't want this group to be full of creepy looking dudes with beards, you know? They need to have fire, they need to have passion, and that's exactly what Montez can bring. Montez will go on to explain his actions, saying that he'd been held back by Bobby Lashley, and more specifically Angelo Dawkins. He says that Bo Dallas can offer him something that they couldn't. He says that this isn't about friendship anymore. It's about providing for his family. Speaking of his family, Bianca Belair. It's announced that Montez Ford will be facing Angelo Dawkins at SummerSlam in an I Quit match, and we see Bianca pleading with Montez to rethink what he's doing. She tells him that it's not too late. Montez instead tries to recruit Bianca to join them. We get to SummerSlam, and Montez and Dawkins have a brutal match with no interference from Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, or Joe Gacy. The match starts to become more one-sided, with Montez Ford just beating the hell out of Dawkins, but he refuses to quit. Bianca Belair eventually has to run out, and she stands in between them, begging Montez to stop. This brings out Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, and Joe Gacy, who stand behind Montez, as Bo whispers something in his ear. Montez looks a little emotional, but he turns to Bo and nods, before putting his head on Eric Rowan's shoulder, almost as if he doesn't want to watch what's about to happen. Bo Dallas steps towards Dawkins, but Bianca stands right in front of him, eye to eye, not letting him get close to Dawkins. Bo just laughs, before Bianca is suddenly attacked from behind by the newest member of this faction, Gigi Dolan. Gigi mercilessly beats down Bianca, forcing Angelo Dawkins to say "I quit" just to make it stop. Throughout this entire time, Montez Ford did not look once. So we now have a Wyatt 5, and they are hopefully pretty despised by the WWE fans. Now let's fast forward a bit. Bo Dallas made Montez Ford a promise, and he's going to keep it. Montez Ford is going to get a shot at the United States title at Fastlane. I don't know, actually. The pay-per-view doesn't really matter. Let's just say the timeline is sometime in October. The champion's going to be LA Knight, and Montez is going to win to become the new United States champion. The Wyatt 5 is officially running things on SmackDown, but there's something missing. Wyatt 5 just doesn't quite sound right. Bo Dallas is going to cut a promo on SmackDown. Tonight, my friends, is a night of celebration. A night to honor those who have embraced my teachings and become stronger for it. None have proven themselves more worthy than my brother, Montez Ford. Montez has walked his new path with conviction, and for that, he stands before us all a champion. This brings out Bianca Belair, who walks all the way down into the ring, where she is greeted face to face by Gigi Dolan. Bianca says that she just wants to talk to her husband, and she asks Bo if that's okay. He allows it. Bianca says that she's watched Montez grow as a man since joining Bo Dallas' side. She says if this is the path you've chosen, if this is what you believe with all your heart, then I trust you. Bianca asks to join the faction. This stuns everyone in attendance, but none more so than Montez Ford. Montez goes to speak, but Bo Dallas quickly cuts him off and welcomes Bianca into the family with open arms. And just like that, we have our Wyatt 6. Bo Dallas, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, Montez Ford, Gigi Dolan, and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair and Gigi Dolan will go on to win women's tag team titles together, but it's clear that they're not on the same page. Despite joining the Wyatt 6, Bianca still hasn't really turned heel, and it becomes clear over time that she only joined as a way to try to talk some sense into her husband. We are officially on the road to the Royal Rumble, and it's going to be around this time that cracks start the show. Eric Rowan and Joe Gacy will lose their tag titles back to Gargano and Ciampa. Bianca and Gigi are also going to lose their titles because they just can't stand each other. This leaves Montez as the only person with a title, and this is when Angelo Dawkins comes back into the picture. Dawkins says that if the US title was worth ruining their years of friendship, then he wants to take it away from Montez Ford. Dawkins challenges him to another I Quit match at the Royal Rumble. Bo Dallas accepts on Montez's behalf. We come to the Royal Rumble, and it's pretty much a carbon copy of their SummerSlam match. Montez Ford is simply better, and he has Dawkins beat, but Dawkins refuses to quit. Montez stares at a bloody, defiant Angelo Dawkins, and he's had enough. With tears in his eyes, Montez grabs the mic from the referee and says, "I quit." Montez walks out of the ring, up the ramp. He is no longer the United States champion. We get to SmackDown, and Bo Dallas wants answers. He asks Montez why the hell he would do that, why he would spare Angelo Dawkins. Montez Ford has come to a realization. He admits he was wrong. He thought he wanted to be a superstar, to be a champion, but all he ever really wanted was his family. Bo Dallas tells Montez that he has a family, pointing to Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Gigi Dolan. But it's not enough. Montez tries to apologize, but they are hearing none of it, and the group attacks Montez Ford. And just like that, we have a WrestleMania match. Bo Dallas versus Montez Ford. My whole reason for even making this video was that I want to see something different. You know, I said it earlier, but I'll reiterate. I don't want the Wyatt Six to be a bunch of creepy dudes with beards. I want layers. You know, I want twists and turns, and I want to create new stars. That's what I hope we did with this booking. You know, a top heel in Bo Dallas, a mid-card champion in Angelo Dawkins, and a new top face in Montez Ford. I really think the world of Montez Ford. I think he has everything it takes to be a face of the company, but he needs something more. He needs a story that he can sink his teeth into, something that will give him layers and a real character. I hope that's what I was able to do. Well, that's how I would book the Wyatt Six. This video is way longer than anything I've made before, so let me know what y'all think. One last thing, I just made a website where I'm going to be posting more content. I'm going to be making top 10 list for wrestlers and matches of the month every single month, so I'd appreciate if you guys go check that out.